Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 9th of December 2024. Grab your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. We're doing some Blitz on our Mage again today, clawing our way up to 1800 rating in hopes of getting that PvP set. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. Hope you're all doing well today. It's Monday, start of the week. Keep yourselves warm, keep yourselves hydrated. You've got this. Alrighty then. Let's get ourselves queued up. Get the day going. It's been rough on the Mage lately.
What task can I perform for you?
Blitz has knocked us down pretty rough. But we gotta keep at it, we gotta keep trying. See how we get on. Good morning, Mac. Hope you're doing well. How was your weekend, bub? Hope it went well for you. Oh. Got us warm beverage. We're queued up and going. Oh, do you see that there? 17 minutes wait time. That's a little rough. Seeing that now, I'm tempted to put us into the solo shuffle as well, just to keep the queue a bit more lively, but let's see if this first set of 17 minutes pans out at 17 or a little sooner. We start getting to the point where it's half an hour queues at the time. Might be worth doing some shuffle. Otherwise we won't be getting the rating anywhere. Even if then we're having to do two at once. And on the Friday we finished Dragon Age, got through the Veil Guard, enjoyed it overall. I certainly am not immune to a lot of the criticisms, but I'm glad to have gotten through. There's a couple of twisty bits towards the end and an after credit scene that left me a little, oh, okay then. One of those, but the real baddies were these the whole time for 4 games, which I'm surprised by how much setup they had for the potential next game. Which feels wild after a very troubled 10-year development cycle for Veilguard itself. We'll see how they go in the long haul. I'd like to remain hopeful for the franchise. We also had the release this past week of both Marvel Rivals. Just think Overwatch, but Marvel stuff. And I played a little bit of that yesterday. Free to play, so no barrier to entry. And while there are a lot of come spend your money on cosmetics, the overall gameplay is actually pretty fun, pretty chill. Other than that same problem that any game like that has where nobody wants to play the healers. So you end up in a little bit of a sticky wicket. And having said the thing about the monetization, all the heroes so far have been free immediately, so you can play as whoever you want, which is pretty nice. And then the battle pass, once you purchase it, you keep forever, which isn't something many games do. They're trying to get that FOMO, and again, it's still on a timer. It will disappear if you don't grab it beforehand. However, I'd love to see more games shift to that. There's nothing I hate more than feeling I have to get on every day. I have to play this game or I'm not going to level that battle pass I paid for. And then, you know, you end up being in that horrendous, especially if you want to play more than one game at once or you're playing games with friends. It's a nightmare for those bloody battle passes. So I was very glad to see they went that route with it. And again, overall, the game seems pretty amusing to play. I think they can work on like the destructible environment side of it and push that a little more. But I'll tell you though, I didn't expect my first game I jumped in. Team already had a healer and tank. I was like, oh, that's good. And because there's like a duo system based on what character you're playing, where they can kind of give each other buffs and unique moves, I slapped on Iron Man and I was flying around and I'm like, man, I'm playing Anthem in a very weird way, which was kind of fun. We also had Path of Exile 2 come out into early access. That will be free to play, but it's currently starting at about 24 quid, something like that, whatever your regional equivalent will be. Now, I had a decent time with Path of Exile 1. Diablo 3 was my intro to that genre, to the ARPG, and I really enjoyed it, just that ever-increasing fury to be gaining more pants and new gear and new builds and experimenting. And I was really enjoying my time with PoE 1 until I hit the end game. My build was garbage, because of course it was. I hadn't gone up and looked anything, I just picked what I thought was fun. And the response at the time was, well, you start again. Which I'm thinking, no, I bloody think not after however many hours it's been. I will not just start again, chuck it all away. Really didn't feel like it respected my time. And there was abilities to respec 1 point at a time with an item that did not seem the easiest to get. And so I was done with it. Now the sequel, I don't know where they've landed on terms of respec, but shifting all those different skill gems onto the skills themselves rather than in your gear is very interesting to me. The whole skill gem system is one of the reasons I enjoy that game so much. And for those who don't know, in something like Diablo, as you level, you're gaining more skills. You're gaining more abilities that you can do more with, experiment with. In Path of Exile, you kind of get them on gems, and you could slot them into your gear and kind of create a build as you went. It was really, really cool. However, your gear would need to have slots on it. You'd have to re-roll those slots to try and get them to link together with support gems and bonus gems and all kinds of stuff. You could create something truly broken. But now they've kind of taken that off of gear for the sequel. Might mean a lot more variety in terms of messing about with it. Again, if I wasn't streaming, pardon me,
in this season,
that's probably one I would have picked up straight away. But, as it is, I'd rather wait until the 1.0 release and they get everything ironed out that they need to. And then I will more than happily jump in and enjoy. They estimate it'll be in early access around 6 months, but knowing most game dev, it'll be longer than that. And if you did play the first one, and you got any of their like loyalty packs or microtransactions or different stash tabs, that kind of thing, pardon me, sore throat today, all of that will transfer over into the sequel. Not all at once with the early access, as they have to kind of build a load of the items again. Anything with fancy spell effects and stuff like that, they have to remake in the second one. It's an interesting development thing as well, though initially, from what I understand, they were planning on moving the first game and just doing a major overhaul and pushing it all to the second game.
Excavating here might be dangerous,
but they've ended up making it its whole separate thing. And there's always a risk there. You slap a number 2 on something, it's not always going to bode well. You can see modern examples like Overwatch. It doesn't mean all your player base is going to jump over. And folks are getting very worried about losing all the stuff they've gained. I think that's one thing we've spoken about for a potential WoW 2 one day. Well, what happens to all my transmogs, to all my characters, to my guild? You know, it isn't an easy question to answer. But if player numbers, and again, I'm not the biggest fan of using Steam's aggregate number count as a means of success. It's a good barometer, It's a good bit of data, but by Valve's own admission, it isn't the most reliable of sources. But between it and Marvel, they've both done really well for themselves on those numbers, getting people to come in and have a go. So at least in the case of PoE 2, they will have a lot of data to work with. And given how long that first game's been going, I've no doubts they are quite proficient at collecting player data. That's the other thing, just because a game's in early access doesn't necessarily mean the dev team's set up for it. That's something we saw with Larian and Baldur's Gate 3. Because they'd done it times before, they very much knew the pain points and what they'd need to be looking at. You'd see... what was it? That first area in Act 1 of the game, when you've gotten through the prologue, you're on the beach. They showed off, in the early days of early access, kind of a map of where everyone who was playing the game had died. And they could really see the sore spots. Like, oh, when you get to the bottom of the ship, it becomes painted red. Because the little brains on legs, what are they called? Oh, man. You could make friends with one on the ship. I should know. My mind's blanking at the moment. But those little fellas would just destroy everyone who came near. And so, over time, they could change the placement, they could change the damage output. All that kind of stuff. It's details like that I always find fascinating. Seeing player data and how people are reacting to things is always really interesting to me. But I'd love to see more from the WoW team. Just a bit more insight how your average player behaves, because there's always a lot of talk about what most people do in the game from an outward look in. And it's always worth bearing in mind that folks who are engaged online, watching content creators, commenting on videos, that kind of thing, even y'all out there coming to watch me, we're very much in the minority of folks who play games. Most don't consider all those external things. Maybe once a blue moon they'll look up a guide, but most of the time it's very much in a bubble in and of its own. And so having some actual data on player behaviour, I just think would be fascinating. What are we doing queue time? 12 minutes into 16. Alright, alright. See how we keep going. Ooh. Getting our mining and herbalism skills up. I think tomorrow we'll definitely be doing another profession day. At the very least, get all the weeklies done on our different alts. Maybe then spend an hour or so just going around doing some skidding. Maybe some, God forbid, Mac, some engineering again. Running around for rusty bolts. I feel like once we got a bit of the way through, it was becoming easier. But it's certainly one that feels like it'll require quite a bit more work. It's not like I expect, even by the end of the expansion, to max out all these different trees for every profession. I don't think we'll get that far. But I'd like to engage with them a little bit. Oh, there we go, on about the 13-minute mark. Assuming, of course, that everybody says yes, which half of them haven't. Everybody just panicking behind the keyboard. I went to make me breakfast. I went to get a fresh brew. See the ones who click in the last couple of seconds. I'm running back to my machine and damn. The real kicker will be if we get kicked off again. This happened on one of the days last week. That's what I'm mainly worried about. We only really had that happen on one day. So I'm hopeful that was kind of a fluke more than anything. in that vein, trying to be really aware of all my capabilities and abilities. I need to be chucking those meteors whenever it's off cooldown. I need to try and slap up the Ring of Fire whenever I can. Just how can I be pushing myself? I know Mirror Image is one of those spells that I always forget to cast. Oh, we can overload another herb already. Very nice. We'll see how we go. Duplicate this mushroom. Oh. God damn it. Getting the hang of that. In terms of what will replace Dragon Age on the evening at the moment, first game up is a remaster of a game I played a very long time ago. Oh, hello, Rat. Been a while, good to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. 1 AM's very late for yourself. Make sure you get a good night's sleep, eh? Especially for the Monday ahead. But good to see you nonetheless, and hope you're doing well. Oh, good. Well, yeah, the next game on the evenings will be Mark of the Ninja Remastered. Now, this is like a 2D, almost side-scrolling stealth game where, as evident, you play as a ninja. And it is about going through missions stealthily, murdering people without detection, or leaving folks alive. And it came around that time on the Xbox 360 of like the summer of arcade, when they used to really promote a load of different indie games, and it was like my first intro to all that with like Bastion. And so I was always eager to go back to it one day, but when the remaster got announced, I was like, ooh, prime opportunity. I can't quite remember when it came out, but it wasn't that long ago, in the past couple of years. So I've been very curious to give that another shot. And after that, again, sticking with shorter games for a little bit, it's a game called Lysfanger, the Time Shift Warrior. Now this caught my eye on its first reveal trailer. It's one of those games, it's like top-down, kind of Hades-style camera. Well, isometric's probably the better way to say it. And you, ooh, Rafi Basin. And every time you die, your ghost is of like your last run is outdoing what you did, and so you're meant to kind of push your way through the game by working with your past self constantly, both to solve puzzles, beat combat encounters. And I just thought that looked really cool, and it got overlooked by a lot of people, so I don't actually know what the general consensus was. So there'll be that thereafter. And I've got like a pile of roguelike games that are just sat waiting. Maybe I've got a little bit of playtime here and there, but I love a good roguelike. I just didn't want the channel to be WoW and roguelikes constantly, because it easily could have been. But RoboQuest was one of those. Play as a robot, you're running around doing a lot of shooty shoot. Very exciting stuff. But whether I get to that or not, then it'll be a couple of double A stuff before I get into the end of January. Remnant 2 is a game I am extremely fond of, had a great time with. That and the first game. Highly recommend it. Think Dark Souls with guns. Fantastic time. You see it on Christmas sale over on Steam over the holidays. Pick that shit up. It's fantastic. Especially if you can convince a couple of friends to do it with you. It's free player. But I have a fantastic time with it. Think a Dark Souls game where the main campaign of the world can change between like 3 different states, where the enemies and bosses can change, and a procedural to an extent, same with some of the levels. And every main boss has like 2 to 4 ways to bring it down that all give you different loot, weapons, armor, rings, that kind of thing. Absolutely adore it. And I played a lot of it before I started streaming, but I hadn't gotten around to the 2 latest DLCs and the boss rush mode. So I'm very eager to try that out. Then the other game thereafter, or before, we'll see how we go, is like a spaceship dogfighty game called Everspace 2. First one was like a roguelike game that I played a little bit of, but it overcomplicated it for me. And the sequel just seemed a little more focused. And I feel like that'd be a nice change of pace on the channel. Do a lot of fantasy stuff. For now, let me just get wound into the PvP, hit all my buttons and go. Iron thing, that one. Keep folks food controlled. Come on, bring them down, bring them down. There you go. Oh, off you go. No helping for you. Nice, nice, nice. Keep pushing them back. Oh, because we've lost on the other spots. Seal the ice barrier. Oh, they're blocked. Alright, well we won our fight, even if the other zones don't quite have it. Nobody's coming with me. Who's at the farm? Just that torrent.
I'm out of range.
See if we can be a little cheeky with it. Nice. I'm afraid not, Mr. Torrent. I'm afraid not. This is our farm now. Shoo, shoo. Okay, let's see if we can head back and get the lumber mill. Perhaps somebody has. Blacksmith, maybe? Oh, not with that many. Oh, mistakes were made. Should never have come here. Should never have come here. Fire down, slow him at least a touch. A swig of his beverage. Lukewarm already. Terrible. I think they're still going to manage to get the blacksmith from there. Yeah, they will. That's unfortunate. Did they leave the blacksmith undefended? Oh, not enough. I'm not going to be able to grab a friend over there. We retreat. Well, that poor bugger went in by themselves. Run back, grab the stable. We're not too far behind. It's not looking fantastic. Somebody got the stable. I just feel like we're not going to really help on the blacksmith. Just throwing my body into it isn't necessarily going to win that day. I might be able to sneakily grab this one though. I just try and time it. Nah, somebody already there. Catch them on the lumber mill. Oh, there went one. Just in time. Hey. It's going to be a loss, but we fought for it. We would now have to grab all of them in order to win. I don't think that's looking likely. No. Oh no, they've got all the other ones as well. Excuse me. Oh, they got the Mahila. Hey, Blade Storm and its anti-slows and such. Okay on the damage. Try and compare it to other mages. Still behind on the Frost mages, which doesn't surprise me. Another -10. Oy! And it's still making me more and more tempted to solo shuffle, but we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Let's get queued up again. How's that average looking? 12. Okay, the average is going down. It's going down. I'll take that. A little bit better on my abilities. And again, won a chunk of the fights I was in, but
Excavating here might be dangerous.
it's no help if we're going to lose elsewhere on the map. Makes me wonder if I should be going somewhere other than Lumber Mill at the start of Arathi Basin. Blacksmith feels as important as ever. Just as a point where you can branch out. If you're respawning there in the centre, you can go wherever you wish. But nonetheless, go back to gathering. Excuse me, Snake Trio. Doesn't half make me laugh. The little snake posse that slither next to each other. Even so, I think about another week or so should be the Siren Isle patch. At the very least, that's going to start mixing things up. We'll have new story content to get through, where we can go back to reading quest dialogue of silly voices, enjoying a bit of new story, exploring a new zone. More and more videos coming out of what everyone's learned from the PTR. Not watched too much. Like, I don't want to completely infatuate myself with it and get spoiled for a load of the story stuff. I'd like to be clear on the specific features that are going to be getting in, though. I still want to try and get double question mark Zekfia down before that patch launches. Because afterwards, it's going to feel like I can just kind of jammy it with the ring. Which is like one of the main draws of the next patch. Is the ridiculously powerful ring we get. You're a scumbag, Cobalt. You don't have to shoot that stuff off in random directions I can't see. But that ring, as well as just having a hefty item level bonus, will have some very beefy gem style enchantments on it, from what I understand, in the same vein that the Forbidden Reach ring did back in the 0.7 patch of Dragonflight. The whole thing seems very reminiscent of that, except instead of a vault we're going into each week, it's a constantly raging storm on the island, which is kind of a phase of it you can opt into. And if you're on there with the storm, you are not able to mount, or at the very least you're not able to fly, because, you know, there's a storm. Very curious to see how their design angle has changed in that regard. It might give us some inkling for what they intend to do in the Undermine patch as well, which should be coming in February. That herb, and we get out of the bee zone. It's not safe around here. It's very dangerous. Do I have my PvP weekly there? No. Sometimes it's fun to go get battered on PvP Island. Depends who's about. Many a herb, many an ore. Very necessary for now trying to build up all professions. We saw last week, we actually burned through materials really quickly, so gathering process is now being a lot more useful. Just need more skinning to be done more than anything. But the little wax piles and occasional treasure chests help with that. At least we get a little bit, which I can appreciate. Again, if you weren't a player who does any profession work at all, it would all be stuff you can slap on the auction house for a bit of gold on the side. Oh, a rare I didn't kill on the mage. Short. Ah! Goddamn fly wax pile. I wonder if I can just... Oh my god. Doesn't that make the whole bloody thing easier? You just slap on your flying mount and ignore it. Alright. Well, the more you know. I don't really need the renown anymore. Sometimes they drop other stuff, but... Are you hiding or what's happening? Oh. Get in there. Oh. But the gentle tones of the Isle of Dawn wash over us first thing in the morning. Oh, and the portal bugged out again. God damn it. Oh, for rat, may the gentle tones of the Isle send you to sleep, blissfully on your way. At least until a battleground pop happens, then it won't be very restful, but at the moment... Bit of fish. I haven't found any of those big box fishing spots that have a lot of transmog in them. I don't know if it's just because it's lacking in the aisle.
Knocking. If
Oh,
you've
no.
got the metal, there are valuables waiting to be won.
Alright, Ruffius, we'll go have a look. I expect it'll be pretty covered by hoardies, but you never know. We can get lucky. There it is. Let's not jinx it now. Oh my goodness. Wolves. Wolves. Don't do it. Aha! For the Alliance! Battle cry heard by absolutely no one. So that's one way you can get the chest. If nobody else is here. Don't get me wrong. I will bloody take it. Yes, the Horde player goes down like, no! How did this happen? Oh, and then skinned me wolves. Fine. What quest does that put me at? Not quite enough for another piece. I don't even know if I can... It's not too many more upgrades for Conquest. I can get at least without more of that harmonized silk. Even then. So it'd be gloves. Again, the gloves got a versatility roll on them, so I'm a little hesitant to redo those, but... Gloves are the last thing. What have I got as well? Not enough yet for another gem. How much do I need for that? It's 2,500 for one of those red things. I need 3 of those and 5,000, so we're a ways off yet. And that'll help a little bit. I can get one more gem on there. Probably another on the helm and another on the neck piece. How many seeds? 11. Well, we could go to Hallowfall at some point, have a gander. How much are these gloves?
My directive is to serve you.
700, so we're not far off.
Return.
Let me go bank me stuff. No, how many tendies looking? Oh, we got all the way to the Murloc onesie. Ah, yes. That really looks comical with how my dwarven beard's set up.
There's some buck teeth coming up through the centre.
Again, the chill stuff in that regard ain't for me.
Come see my wares.
The silliness. Right, we got 215.
Luck be with you.
Tempted by the raggedy cape, but I'm kind of wearing a cape like that already. Whereas the bow there has a really interesting spell effect where the arrows you pull on it are like lightning arrows. Not that I ever use a bow that often. It's only Hunter that uses them. We've got the other outfit. I'm not bothered by the magical girl thing. Each their own. Loads of folks love it. I don't despise it. It's just not going to be up there as the Valajar one I missed is. I think that's pretty cool. If I could choose between... I would rather have the magical girl witch attire than I would the onesie, but yeah, each their own. Ooh, Deep Wind Gorge. This one tends to go okay for us. But now that I've jinxed it, what have we got? We got a Judgment set. We got that old priesty set. Right. Oh no, it's Candle Shoulders. Some of the newer stuff. Interesting choice of old Rathhelm. Got an old Mage set. It's a pretty solid one. We've got the Elite PvP Tauren with shiny golden shoulder pads. Ooh. What is that Evoker doing? We've mostly gone for green, complemented with the red to go with the mount, and then the Murloc green hood. Okay. A mostly naked druid with some dragonflight shoulders. Alright. And then, my goodness, it's not quite as naked, but they've tried to match the teal of the cloak to go with the gem on the head. And I kind of like that helmet a lot. That's one of the Zereth Mortis looking ones. It's a nice piece. I believe that's one of the Survival Hunter artifact appearances. So another thing we'll be getting
My goods are crafted with great care.
from Legion Remix, which we're gonna... Everyone's guessing. No, it's a very educated guess. At the end of the last road map, the bar at the top goes from its usual yellow to a very Legion-y green. And given the choice of Burning Crusade Remix or Legion Remix, I think they're gonna go with the latter. I feel like there's a lot you could probably push with Burning Crusade. Legion just has more to earn in that regard. A lot more goodwill towards it. Be very curious to see how they get it all set up, if nothing else. Oh, very nice. God damn, turtle stance. Drop it. Drop that turtle, I'm gonna burn you. There we go. Alright. Radada. We're ahead by one. Not point-wise yet. No. I dip back. Take some aggro off, mate. Fought it for a good while. Got some lead on the points. Need to get back. Rat. Don't know if I'll be taking it back or it's worth heading somewhere else. Is that someone capturing the farm? Yep. There seem to be fighting on it. There's fighting down there at the ruins. What are you two doing? Get in there. Oh, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. At the very least, not by myself. Go make sure the farm's okay. Oh, it is not. Need to be a little faster on it if I want to do that. Nice. What to next, Mr. Warrior? Where are we going? Goddamn fence. Warrior. Where stuff is happening. I think if there are still 4 at the market, we're not getting that. Frame drop. Stone form off those dots. Bit of a stun. Okay. Right, that seemed to go okay, but we need to get moving to others. Warrior's confident we can take the farm back. I'll follow him. Stick together. Nice. Market's 15 seconds. I think the warrior can hold that dude off long enough. They're fighting over there for. Oh, and we win. Only the 9 on the rating though. Only the 9. Oh, due to the other mage. Oh, it's another fire mage. Look at that. I beat him damage-wise, so I'm happy with that. Nice. I'm pretty sure I can get me some new gloves. Right, you ruffians. Rather not you, but your mates.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders. My directive.
Right, problem will be, do we have the necessary harmonized silk to turn it into a tier set? That is the question. We do. Oh, and it's going to keep the versatility for me. Isn't that nice? Lovely. Let's slap our transmog back on. Very nice. Well, that's pretty much as high as we're going to get. Like, I cannot pump up my gear any more than that. Alrighty then. While we're just in queue, I'm going to quickly BRB. Let me tap it into the chat. Alright folks, stretch your legs, refill a beverage. I'll be right back with you in a few minutes. See you soon. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Thank goodness the queue didn't randomly pop. Oh. Right, the only other thing then we can be spending as conquest on So what appears to be newer warband boxes. I'm pretty sure, at least while we were going through on the Evoker,
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
there wasn't a forged chest to send to others in as warband. Again, before we get going on as druid again, I'm going to have to check, especially any conquest we earn on our mage thereafter at this point. Anything that might be left over on both the main and the Evoker. It is random, but still, random for less should be pretty good. Assumably, it doesn't get us a duplicate. Like if I've already got the trinkets, it won't give me the trinkets. I don't know. It might not. Reminds me, how are we doing on that saddle? 20%. Ay. Right, let's move ourselves over to Hallowfall. Plant some of these herbs. Might as well and see what scraps we can get into over there. Still curious if the Callway will get opened up before the end of the War Within or not. Feels like it might be something for a Last Titan patch to come back and say, oh, it's all cleared up now, but it might surprise us.
Someone didn't get the message.
Oh, Brimp, I know. They never do. We'll do some gathering on our way towards our farmer's field.
Looks like there's treasure
Oh,
nearby,
hello.
and that means treasure hunters. Watch your back.
Hallowfall, I find, tends to be busier than the Isle of Dawn, so the odds of getting this one aren't as high. Assuming I can even get there in time. I'll endeavour to do so. Oh, if it's going to land in free-for-all pile, though. Oh, no, there he goes. I'm coming, flying machine. Where'd he land it? What the hell? What on earth happened there? Did he go through the world? Had he not landed it? My God. He was just like, I'm just going to go through the floor. Damn. I hesitated because it was an elf, and I'm like, is it a blood elf or is it a void elf? Because if it were a void elf, it'd have been like, oh, we got it. But alas. Ah, well, can you get them all? Again, if I hadn't been bamboozled by it going through the earth, I think I'd have at least had a fighting chance. I am not staying to grab the wax you're hooking, mate. I say. No, moving on. Bit more wax. Q shouldn't he belong now? Just throw over dressing gown. It's just a little bit chillier than anticipated this morning. We had a really big wind go through over the weekend. Hasn't been that bad for a good while. To the point where there's like a tree/shrub, big old tall bugger. we've had for well over 20 years. Damn thing snapped away from the wall. Went straight down. So, pitch black, dead of night. I'm leaving the house on the weekend to go to some of the local watering holes. And obviously, I can't see what's right in front of me at that point, right outside the door. Take a few steps forward and just whap, straight in my nose. And I'm thinking, I haven't had all to drink yet. I'm not completely off me rocker. How on earth have I veered off the path to hit a bush? Turns out, whole thing had fallen over right into the main walking path. Hit the car. Luckily, no windows broken, no damage done other than a few cuts and bruises on me as I tried to get my way through it without realising what was happening. Had a few places had complete power outages and stuff like that. I think we got off pretty lucky, that aside. We've had in the past a few trees come down, but luckily nothing right at the house. It would have worried someone. Oh, they took a load of damage. Bat. Feels like over time the weather gets crazier and crazier. Alright, let's do some planting. Clearing out of bugs. Whether you can call these bugs or not. Grubs. Grub's probably a better word. Away with you. I'm really appreciating Frostfire a lot more now. Now we've had some time with it. It just feels a lot more engaging to play than the Sun Fury Phoenix did. I'd be curious to see what they do with the Phoenix over time. I don't know if there's going to be anything coming in the next patch, especially at this point where we've just gotten used to Frostfire. I don't feel like I'm going to be jumping back anytime soon unless it gets some major overhaul. But that little geyser coming out of the ground as we fight. Comet coming down as we shoot the meteor. The little bolts of Frostfire that get chucked as we're doing our other moves. And the Frostfire bolt itself, occasionally I'm shooting. I don't know whether I'm meant to be shooting that a good bit more, to be honest, but when it comes up as instant, I'm happy to do so. Still got to think with it, were there any other change? I've gone over my talent tree several times. Don't think there's all I can change. That'd be as beneficial as where it is right now. There's still the consideration of Blazing Barrier for Glass Cannon, but I don't know. I prefer to be in a fight longer. Tends to be the main thing. And the other ones on there, like Mass Polymorph, don't seem worth it. Like, that's real specific. And chances are, if you're polymorphing a whole group, some of them are going to have the trinkets to break free. A minute. Yeah. That's better. Right, farmers, you keep going. Have faith. More herbs. And one mower. Bird. There we are. Probably stop by Merildar while we're here. See if there was any renowned stuff I'd missed. There's still a few lore books on the main I haven't found in this place either.
The links. Get the zoomies and misbehave. Take one for a run.
I know they do, Fairin. Bless them. I like Merildar as like a little hub, but again, it's... You're still not going to spend as much time here as you are in...
It is inevitable.
Donegal itself. Ooh, BOE. I can see if you put all of the vendors here as well, you'd be splitting people off, but I don't know. I like this place.
We are the holders of hope. The darkness comes. We are prepared.
Which ones are bonuses for me?
Always
That one.
Be prepared. For the Empire. Always be prepared. For the Empire.
I know, I'm just gathering up all your crests.
We are prepared. For the Empire. The darkness comes. We are prepared. Always be prepared. The darkness
I'm trying for the love of God.
We are prepared. For the Empire. Always
No.
be prepared. For the Empire.
Alright, for the Empire we're always prepared, etc. Oh, hang on. What can I buy off you?
We must prepare for Belladar to shift.
I can buy some uncollected cloth appearances. Some herbalism notes. Grab those first. I'll get some transmog too while I'm at it. Might as well. Again, my main's got loads of these bloody crystals, so I don't mind that too much.
Always be prepared.
Fancy robe. Does that count as the same appearance as the epic one? It does not.
The darkness comes. We are prepared.
There we go. Sorted. Don't have loads of that left, but could double check down in Ashkahet. Get a little bit more profession knowledge going. While we're down there, I can accept a pact from the Weaver as well, which will help with the professions come tomorrow. It's always nice to go see the Weaver. I hope in patches, and especially expansions ahead, the Nerubians aren't just completely left in the dust. That'll be the hope of something like this set of expansions. For whatever reason, Blizzard seem very upset about people calling it a trilogy, even though it is a trilogy, which is weird to me. Let's do a podcast the other day. Alias and Nevertell. Either them or the Instance, where they were saying Blizzard has been correcting people and saying no, it's a multi-expansion saga, not a trilogy. To which I'm like, what's the necessity of that distinction? I wonder. You're not fit saying the one after Last Titan will be part of it. I thought the whole point was it was this batch of 3, so a little confusing as to what they mean by that. Still, if it means more interconnected storytelling, I'm all for it. We won't really see the fruits of all that labour until we get into Midnight and Last Titan, but I'm hopeful. Oh, get me in. Here's the fight, will you? God damn it, 2 slackers. Okay, we're in that phase of I'm just going to keep popping up. This character won't have much kedge to do any buying around here, but tiny bit. At least I can transfer it. Ah. Deep Hall Ravine. Hey look, it's Elite Warrior again. Lovely. What else we got? Burning Crusade lock set. Oh, Paladin who was on the other team. At least we're friends this time. Sylvanus Orc. Very nice. Gone with the tighter breastplate. A onesie. A harvester. Can't tell on the rival because they keep dancing around. Oh, the old Blood Knight stuff. Always liked the helmet for that. The rest of it I felt... And that might even be... like an older classic set that kind of goes with it. Good job linking them together. Alright, slap int on everybody. Double check that there's other mages about. Not on the enemy team. Balance Druid's the only range. Have to bear that in mind. Might give us a bit of an advantage. Oh, sorry, microphone. Didn't mean to just beam you across the front. Angry Owlbear. Again, the helmet's a bit much for me, but I like kind of what it does to the silhouette from the front. It makes a very imposing beastie. Although it's clipping into itself and cutting itself. Oh no, Owlbear. Box, especially Horde side, looks fantastic. Battle scarred, ready to go with a grimace. The Alliance one's pretty good as well, but that Horde one stands out.
This is the Deep Hall Ravine, where we harvest precious materials.
Alrighty then.
Your task is to secure as many of
Probably
them
do what I
as
usually do,
possible
which is to leap over the other side because it's funny.
does the same.
As if I get any backup.
Focus your attention on escorting the mine carts and on seizing the crystal in the center of the mine.
See if anyone comes over from the Alliance
is
side.
not an option.
Everybody went straight down. Got one person coming over here.
A crystal is formed deep within the mine. Seize it before Ruffius does.
Help friend. Nice.
The unbound are unworthy of this war. Your carts belong to the machine. The crystal is formed deep before Ruffius does. Ruffius's lackeys have loaded up a cart. Take control of it and siphon its
In
contents.
with the crystal. We didn't get all the carts back. Oh, it's a messy trade. Need to keep with them just in case. Nice. I'm not staying to fight. Need to get on the carts. Oh, I'm outside. Didn't even notice.
A crystal is formed deep within the mine. Seize it before Ruffius does.
Keep trucking stuff. Torin, keep going.
One of our carts is leaving the station. Do not let
Oh,
it
yeah,
fall
get him down.
into Ruffius's clutches.
Oh, I miss.
A crystal is formed deep within the mine. Seize it before Ruffius
Why it says
does.
deep within the mine when it's like, I don't know, it's right there. Ow, 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 ow. We're pretty ahead. Meteor's just coming off cooldown faster than I'm giving it credit for, and shifting power is still one I'm not bloody pressing. I think we're doing okay. Are we doing damage-wise? We're doing alright. There's certainly some much bigger numbers coming out at the moment. But we're still on the middle end of it. No, we won't win if they get both bloody carts. Oh dear. An unwise decision. I think once this one goes in though, we're probably okay. Ellie.
Ruffius's lackeys have loaded up a cart with abnormal.
Ooh.
The machine speaker.
Oh, a little close for comfort there.
Deep within the
We
mine.
got him.
Seize it before Ruffius does.
Let's get ourselves queued back in again. Hey, maybe we'll end the day with rating going up rather than middling to down. What was I doing? Oh yes, going to see the Weaver. Get that profession buff for tomorrow. And to double check if there was anything I could purchase on this character, like profession knowledge and stuff, just so my gathering's a little better.
The weave has delivered a
Oh, and you've got a load of stuff for me to pick up as well.
Return again.
Here's a pact, aid the Weaver, to bonus the crafty stuff.
Only the
Don't need the
finest
weekly, but I can grab all this stuff.
You are appreciated. Elix Cottage. You are appreciated.
Again, most of this is going to be absolutely useless for our PvP gear, but
Appreciated.
getting its item level up will help
Elix
when it comes to
Cottage.
handling the PvE stuff
You return again. Elix Cottage.
come next patch.
Interested in the unusual?
If you've got the different mounts we could get,
Elix Cottage.
nothing else specific. Nah, potentially then. I'm pretty sure these don't have anything unique if I haven't.
We shall rise.
No, hello.
Farewell then.
That was all on that same vendor. Some kedge. And another garbage PvP chest. One day, that might be useful.
Interested in the unusual?
Oh, another box. Why not? Goodness me. I will take the gold more than all else. Let's get ourselves over to the City of Freds. See what we can see on the NPCs there.
Looks like there's treasure nearby.
Hello, hello, hello.
And that means treasure hunters. Watch your back.
Yeah, we don't tend to grab them on Alliance on this set of server shards, but not going to stop me from trying. Unlike the Isle of Dawn one earlier, sometimes there's just nobody there. I've jinxed it this time, there's already others flying about. Nope. Don't you drag NPCs into this, you scumbag. Nope. You won't have it. Fight all of yous for it. 3v1, I'm not going to get it now. Unless those NPC guards do work. Nah, there it went. Tried for it. Tried for it. And they're all the way up. Rat. Still, I felt like I gave them a good going for it. It's not like when you get there and there's 8 of them and all you're going to do is annoy people. What about maybe if I could get a blast wave off on the hunter, get them off the ledge, maybe that would have done it, but didn't it seem like I was close enough? Didn't I have a weird currency for in here, by the way? And that was on my main, not on this one. Unless... No. Alright, I just need to find a blacksmith and a herbalist then. Blacksmith I vaguely remember where. Herbalist less so. Flavor enhancements and assassin supplements. All kinds of weird stuff here. And it was never a Suramar, but maybe another thing about Legion Remix I'd be very curious to see is how ham they go with old Suramar. I'd love to see all that content again. Without, you know, weekly lockouts and time gating. Just going through it as we please. Clerk, cook. Where are you, blacksmith? You're around here somewhere. Skinning and leatherworking. That's not the one. Description. Mind the guard. Not you, neither. Being by the innkeeper, surely not. And I don't come to this place enough to really remember. Oh, that looks like a herbalism garden. Yeah. With the mushroom people selling their wares to spiders. We haven't really met many other than literally these here who are on side. Ah, yes, there we go. Knowledge for Kedge. Easy trade. Take a hammer.
Here I am.
You've got one too. Lovely.
Goodbye.
The other one. I see it. Shovel.
Offer greetings. May the spores be with you.
Which means lots of knowledge. I wish the mushrooms didn't scream though. See. I'm a connoisseur just because I see them more than I see the orchids. Here we go. And to mining. An iron claw because we see that more than we do acarite. Lovely. Hey, let's get ourselves back to Dornogal. Hang on, I should really put a more fancy hearthstone on my mage. Where are we? That feels a bit much. The Earthen Lightning one. I like it. Oh yeah, very fancy. Share the modern lighting effects. get all our spare resources slapped into the wallbank as we wait. And do some upgrades thereafter.
My directive is to serve you.
Bam, 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 bam. Slap the gear in there too for our enchanter to disenchant. And sell the pet battle stuff. I'm not too bothered by it. One day maybe I would do pet battle things, but I've heard the secret quest chain at one point, like the one that came in recently with the anniversary, where it's like the big fell bike as a reward. At one point that needs you to go and collect specific battle pets to do something with. That's the only specifics I know. I suppose I can just leave them in there for now. Oh, and I missed some. No sell price? Well, we'll delete it then. I got me transmog. I got what I need away with you. Morning, Cupid. How you doing, bub? You have a good weekend, I hope.
Honored to meet you.
Can I be doing any of those? Love so we can get up a little bit. Boots. Belt a tiny bit. Again, this doesn't help us at all in PvP, but for PvE, it does a little bit.
Fair skies and strong winds.
May we all find what we seek.
What do you seek?
Do those again. Nah, that sort me out. Alrighty. Let's get back out there, do some gathering. The Blitzwing's been going okay today. We've won more than we've lost, but our prior, like last week, was really rough. We went from like 1610 all the way down to like 1550. And we're losing more than we're gaining at this point. Like I'll lose like 11 to 14 and maybe gain like 9 generally. So it's been really slow going trying to build it up. I'm confident we can get the mage done before the Undermine patch comes out. I'm a little more worried we can get the mage and the druid done. Again, other than then trying to go to solo shuffle or something and see if we fare any better there. I think on the next stream I do on the mage, I may try queuing for both at once, but I'm more hopeful that by the time the next patch rolls around and there are more folks just about and playing, that queue times will just improve a little bit and at least we can make progress or lose it faster. So we're at 38, 83, I don't know, that's like 45% of the times we win, 43, something like that. I've never been good at math. Do not take my numbers as fact. And that's the sentiment I've been hearing. The point is, how easier? Like, are we talking weeks and weeks easier? Or is it just more forgiving on the winning and losing in terms of the numbers you gain and lose?
The ruins of Dalaran hold more than
Again, I
just a
trust
breeze.
you as someone who plays it more often in that side. I'm certainly lacking in that knowledge. I'm not opposed to it. It's more, I'd be queuing for both at the same time. Just to try and even things out a little bit. Keep the queue busy. But last time I looked into solo shuffle, its queue time was about the same. So they just conflicted with each other rather than letting me bounce between. It's fine. You win the 4. Seems like a pretty impressive jump, to be fair. Let me have a look at how the queue times are looking for it. Oh, you only lose if you're that high? That seems crazy. The average wait time's about the same, nonetheless. I suppose getting in and out of 2 things keeps us a little busier than just the one. I'll queue up and we'll see how a few look. Again, the mage is now pretty much maxed out on gear. Everything is conquest level. And we still have our tier set bonus. Luckily, the gloves rolled with versatility still, which was nice. I get really annoyed that when you harmonise silk stuff to get your tier set, that you're not guaranteed to keep the same side, like secondary stats. Especially when versatility is so important for PvP. The fact it removes it for some tier set stuff annoys me. I mean, that seems way more generous than Blitz has been. I think the moment we hit 1400, probably more 1500 than 1400, we were losing around that time. And again, when we were on the Evoker, we were still capable of getting more than 20 on a win. You know, sometimes we'd get between 20 and 60, and then randomly we'd get over 100 sometimes. Oh, do the weapons have an elite variant as well? I've only really been focusing on getting to the 1800 for the gear because, you know, it's big spider stuff. Hang on. Let me see if I can... I'm going to assume they're in the collections tab. Is it this more colour for them? The red and the black's like the one we've currently got. Although my staff's looks a little different to that. Interesting colour choice though, to go with something more looking. Oh, the vendor in Donegal. I hadn't even looked. I'll go have a gander, sure. And though, if they require the 2100 rating, I don't think I'm going to be getting any of them. At least not for this patch. And to be fair, Nerubian weapons and that whole visual style isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but there might certainly be one that wins me over in time. I don't think it'll be the next patch either. I'm sure we'll go very goblin themed for the next patch. So I might not even want any of the rated sets that time. Where are we?
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable. My thanks for your patronage.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outland.
Wait, which NPC are we talking about here, Cupid? Where are we at?
My directive has been...
You mean next to the upgrades? Then that's the building up and over here. It's a bold claim saying they look like Lord of the Rings weapons. Somebody in here? In the back of the room? No? The room next to it, maybe? Other side? Oh, other side of the PvP area. I got you. Listen, geography has never been one of my better skills. Oh, here... Wait a minute.
My directive is to serve you.
Oh, he still does the same. I thought I was missing PvP upgrades the whole time, but no.
Return and peruse my
War mode
inventory
supplies.
again.
Oh, just random... silly stuff. Sure? I don't think I've ever seen anyone use any of that. Alright, you. Oh, I see you now. Why are the rank of duelists? Yeah, they are the Mori looking ones. Ooh. Fancy great axe. I like the colour a lot, but again, the Nerubian models I'm not too much of a fan of. They certainly feel... Ooh. Spear's pretty nice. They certainly have that Witch King, something the Nazgul might slap out with. I get the vibe you mean. I get the vibe you mean. What do you say? If Duelist is... I'm not a big fan of it for the bow or the Demon Hunter. Too spidery. Dagger looks straight up like a Morgul blade, I'll give you that. A little too busy on the axe. Shield's not bad either, though. That long shield's better than this one. The tabard for elite is hidden by my beard, but Nerubian and pepperly. Why only Great Axe and Pulverizer? Why no Great Sword? Just gone through all the Dragon Age with no Great Swords. Have game developers suddenly risen up and said, you know what? No more Great Swords. Nobody wants Great Swords. Make me cry. I love me Great Swords. Fair enough, bub. They look like some of the better ones for it. I wish you luck in achieving them. $2,100 though, blimey. Again, we'll see how it turns up with the solo shuffle. I don't mind giving it a go. I'm feeling a little more confident on Mage now. A little bit. Oh, robbed. God damn it. I hate it. I hate how it works. I hate how they spawn and despawn. Does my head in. Goodbye, birds. There's that weird fish down there who wanted help. Blimey, seems it gets really cutthroat at that point. And has that only been on one character as well? Like, you've just been sticking with a warlock that whole time? I would assume, if you're really trying to push that rating, I imagine jumping ults probably doesn't help you that much. Hey. Deep Wind Gorge again. Confident about this one. I wonder if the again, how Blitz goes in that regard. If they've got any changes coming in the next patch, I'll have to keep a very strong eye out for that. Ooh, nice use of that Paladin set to go with the fancy purple runed helmet. Very nice, Transmog. You're a bit hodgepodge. Don't know what you're doing there. Can't see the person on the bee because they're running away. Oh, that's the current Hunter PvP set. That's fine. You've gone for trying to get lots of purple stuff. It's a little all over the place, but I see what you're going for. Fiery red with different dragonfly bits. Very nice. Fair enough, Cupid. You keep at it, you'll get there. What, we've got until, what, February? There's still time. Over the Christmas period, you'd hope the queues are easier as well. Shadow Priests seem to be doing loads of damage. Just whenever I see one in our rated battlegrounds, they tend to be top of the damage chart. Very scary. We had one match... Oh god, it was well over a month ago. I think it was on the Evoker even. Where... the enemy team had, like, 2 Shadow Priests, and everyone on our team was, like, 90k damage and under, and those Shadow Priests were 210k, and it was like, that's absolutely bloody terrifying. It was just such a huge gulf. Alden getting their PvP set. On being butlered about. Very nice. That it doesn't surprise me. Again, that's why I tried to have it just be the elite set as an obtainable goal. The annoying thing is, it's the 1800 mark, that's the helm and shoulders, and those are the main bits. Or at least the shoulders are. If the 1800 was like belt and shoes, I'd have said sod it. Tried to be a little cheeky with it, but not quite. Frame rate whenever ice wall happens. Oh, hello. Steal your heals. Give them to me. Bring this healer down. Bring this healer down. Keep nicking the heals. Oh, suddenly back up fine. Damn healies. At what point during all that did they grab the... Oh, it's us. Thank God. Thank God I'm on the Alliance side. It's a bit, if it's a weakness of Shadow Priest that they struggle with the kitiness of it, then I'll have to bear that in mind. They just seem to not die. It's always that I'm just going to turn into a purple bubble move. That upsets me. Oh, unless there's a rogue. Of course there is. There's always a bloody rogue. Ooh, lots of damage. I should have Ring of Fired first, to be honest, just in case. Then panicked the moment they came out and cheap shot me. It's like, ah, miracle! They're ahead at the moment. And they got market again. That's good, that's good. Go and make sure we get the others. That one's been grabbed. They're good there. And head over to the ruin, see what we can find. How many are here? One. Lingering. Alright. Use can linger. That's fine. Go and assist on the market again. Okay, they got it, they got it. What's happening at the farm? Oh, we've got it though, I shouldn't need to worry. It's gonna come off. Need to make sure. And they're running away. Slow. Get off your horse. You got to get scorched as I'm running along. Felt a little mean, but better dead than moving with us. Oh, we're gonna start falling behind though. Could have this fine. That's clear. We'll head back to the ruin. Oh, hello. How you doing? Ruin's still gonna have like 4 on it, isn't it? Can I do a sneak from the back line? Maybe the hunter won't notice, 'cause sometimes people AFK. I just grab the flag. Oh no! As if. Oh man, it was right there. I had it. I had the sneaky capture and I got robbed. Oh, I'm so miffed by that. Absolutely had it. It was absolutely AFK asleep at the wheel. It should have been mine. I just don't believe it. Ruins is mine though. Mine now. Creep. No, I don't want to be scared. Oh, but we got it. My death means nothing. Higher up on the damage, I'll give it that. I'll take the win. Now, how's this solo shuffle queue looking? I should pop off any moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head in the direction of Dornagol. We'll have the solo shuffle pop. Then I'll have a quick bio break. Such as the bathroom hungering experience of a body. Such as it is. Again, I'll hope that on the lower end of solo shuffle is people still gearing up, getting in early days. Can't imagine people at the bottom of it going in with a full set of conquest gear like I am, so as long as I don't play like an absolute numpty, should be fine. Assuming it gives me it anytime soon as well. Have a nosy at people's transmogs. Mismatched the wings a little there. This person's just gone that full Legion redo of the Burning Crusade set. It's very nice. I don't know how I feel about the weird spider with wings, with horns, with more horns. It's a weird mount. It's a strange creature. I don't get it. It's unique. I don't quite get it. Oh, and yes, play Fire Mage. Yes. It was fun to watch. See your class getting played. When you're not actually the one hitting the buttons and can actually see what's happening. Yeah, those little frost geysers. Very nice. There's more of those little bolts coming out than I thought. That's some bits I can put in the bank. Garbage again. Cupid, if you're still about, have you ever gotten anything of use out of these PvP chests? Right, because I'm happy to get Marks of Honor. That's transmog down the line. Fantastic, great.
Extended supply of goods
But like,
for
that seems to be
outlanders.
it. I've never seen, as far as I'm aware, I've never seen a piece of gear drop from the damn things. Not a decent amount of gold. They just seem really, really redundant. Again, I'll take whatever Marks of Honor I can get. I'm always happy to go and be getting more transmog someday, but it's not exactly encouraging. Especially for those getting into PvP, I'd wager they're just like, I'm opening these chests every time, and I'm getting sod all. And again, like, a new player, I don't think is going to realise just how much can be bought with Marks of Honor. Now, what does it say on the tooltip? I just left, but I want to check.
My directive is to serve you.
Yeah, exchange for legacy weapons and armor at PvP vendors. So there's some inclination there. Oh, you got a recipe once. One time. One recipe. Ah, no. Like, what else do you do with that? Unless you're straight up... Maybe you offer the occasional bit of legacy PvP gear. Maybe you... Not a full transmog set. But maybe you're like, oh, here's a weapon. Here's the cosmetic appearance from a Battle for Azeroth weapon. And maybe when you get it, it's like, oh, here's a quest. Here you can go and find it. It doesn't help, like, at the moment, the Shadowlands ones are absolutely buggered if you're not on your main, where all the quests are done. If I go Ouroboros right now, the intro quest is bugged after doing the skip, and the PvP vendors aren't there. They've said there's a fix coming in the next patch, but you know, it's not like it directs new players in any way to those PvP vendors. So there's no quest chain for it. It's kind of just something you have to learn, figure out, realize over time. Not the most intuitive way to get people to go back getting old transmogs. Speaking of, see if there are any of the... Hang on, I can filler it. PvP, there we go. Was Neverstorm, I know, it's really weird how somehow the anniversary event buggered that expansion's intro, which even if you're curious and want to go back and look at it for where it went with its story, if nothing else, it is excellent for cosmetics. There are loads of cosmetics to farm in Shadowlands, but if you get there, you can't enter the maw, you can't enter any of the zones, you can't look at the PvP vendor, it just doesn't work. The way around it at the moment, from what I've read, is if you're leveling a new character through it, then you can see stuff, then the quest doesn't break. But anyone beyond like level 60, it seems to just be busted. Utterly bizarre. Warlord sets were pretty interesting. I know Paladin stood out a bit. Don't get too much green on the Mage. It's not bad. It's not bad. I like this one a lot. Yeah, much further combatant one. Glowy furnace going on. Legion one's alright. He's okay. I think it very much varies on your class. Oh, yep. Very popular and shiny. At the moment, the only one on my list is the Druid, which will probably do Feral. Again, just because we did Evoker at mid-range, we're doing Mage at long range, so I'll pick Feral just to mix it up a little bit. I like the Glove Hand. Or rather the Wrap Hand on that Legion one. Well, yeah, just because it's mainly for the elite sets. And the Druid one I like. I've put the Mage above it just because the Mage is that very specific Dalaran colour set. And I wanted to get that as kind of an ode to the city. And the Mage one, the other colour, the Druid rather, the other colours are pretty close. Like the silver and white just looks that little bit better. None of the other classes really won it over for me. We went and got the Dragonflight one, speaking of the unique of greens. And we got the Gandalf one as well, because you've got to get yourself a big white hat. So close. We're so close. This solo shuffle queue is not proving as immediate as I would have hoped. I didn't expect it to be quick. I expected it to be faster than the Blitz, though. Please, game. I really need to use the bathroom. And the thing is, if I stand up to go now, the queue will pop. That's life. That's what happens when you're queuing in a video game and you run to the bathroom. The queue will pop, and I will miss it. I will not allow that to happen after 30 minutes in the... Tempted by that Legion PvP set. How many marks have I earned up right now?
I have calibrated.
Oh, great, Cupid. Feral, really difficult. Fantastic. Oh, that means I'm going to get my absolute shit rocked in. still. I'll endeavour to try. We were going with the, oh, what were they called? Druid of the Claw with Ravage, because Ravage felt really fun while leveling. Where do you stand on the 2 hero specs for Feral Druid? Is it like Sun Fury and Frostfire, where Sun Fury you might as well not bloody bother? 350.
My thanks.
Or is it a little closer with the Druid? Like, are they comparable? Just having a look at other classes' old PvP gear now. I'm in that loop of things. Oh, you just get one shot all the time. It's very upsetting. I didn't realise when I first started that the cooldown where you... Like the 2-minute one where you get like the incubation of Ashmane or something, that you can reactivate stealth mid-combat. I was like, oh, that'd be... Should have read the tooltip a little better. It's a big bloody tooltip though. Ugh, remember that Cataclysm one. We went from chill shoulders to suddenly... Don't like it. Big. Oh yeah, I was doing some PvP on my Worgen at the time. Fair enough, Cupid, fair enough. I'll keep with the Ravage for now on it then, just because I was enjoying it quite a lot. Come on, enter you swine. There we go. There's not often a chance to get food in the arena, but you never know. A rating priest and a judgment paladin. Let me see. It's their first solo shuffle, and they're in the greens. It's kind of what I was wondering to see. On these are like me, pretty high up there. Not all the way.
For those who prove themselves worthy of the task.
Alright, I need to be on it. That's the thing about solo shuffle. Need to be ready. Fury, Monk. I'm going to set focus to my other DPS, so I'm kind of hitting what they're hitting. Oh no.
Do not let the content down. We expect a return on our investment. Victory is clear. Our bargain is upheld.
Nearly. Damn.
We profit. No matter who wins, we profit.
Ooh, we got one. Okay. It's gone full Chromash with it. Interesting choice of offhand axe. I like what they're doing with it though. And the monk is just PvP set hodgepodge.
Do not let the cartel down. We expect a return on our investment.
Oh no, I got disoriented just as it happened.
Victory is clear.
Oh, and the priest just got in.
Is uphill.
Ooh, nice stun.
No matter who wins, we profit.
It's a lot of fun doing the instant cast. I imagine maybe that's going to do better for me in the solo shuffle. Warrior got a mix of stuff. A few different sets. I like the transmog they've gone for, though. With that ridiculous big sword. When they first did that one and it was like twice the size, they had to nerf how big it was. What's the fun of Fire Mage is just chucking all those instants, though. I love it.
Do not let the cartel.
I needed to do mass barrier in that last
We
fight.
expect
That's
a
something I
return
didn't do.
on our investment. No matter who wins, we profit.
Why?
No matter who wins, we profit.
Oh, it's bad times for the healer.
No matter who wins, we profit.
At least it's snappy compared to Blitz. I still like Blitz. I like the idea of PvP, like the battleground PvP, but if this is going to be faster, I don't mind it. I needed more efficient ice wall there. Like you saw at one moment, I was like, oh, I can block the healer off here, but then the monk rolled in as I hesitated with lining up the cast.
We expect a return on our investment.
Ooh, nice warrior. Uh-oh, uh-oh. There you go, where's your cooldowns?
No matter who wins, we profit. Victory is clear.
Oh,
Our
cauterize.
bargain is uphill.
Get up, man.
No matter who wins,
So much. Oh man, the two warriors knew that time. Let's just sit on the mage. That really hurt. I didn't feel like I had time to do sod all for that one either. It was just on me. Like, because Blade Storm just removes slows and stuff, it feels like slapping slow on people is completely pointless.
do not let the
Mind you, my kite game isn't exactly
we expect
where it
a
needs to
return
be.
on our investment.
Oh, 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 oh.
Victory is clear. Our bargain is uphill.
Fell asleep at the wheel while I was ice blocking.
is clear.
Jesus.
Our bargain is upheld.
Yeah, a lesson has been learned, and they're like, hit this mage. A squish.
Do not let the cartel down. We expect a return on our investment.
Hey, a life cocoon.
No matter who wins, we
Different one went down. Got a line of sight him? How am I meant to shoot him back? Did most of the damage there though, so I'm happy with that. What was that? 2 rounds won. So that puts me near the bottom. Ooh. You're right, line of sight is definitely something I need to be more aware of. Especially in the arena. It's just so difficult to try and manage that in my brain and be like, right, I need to shoot this one. I need to get you out of the way. I need to do this one and that one. And oh, the world spins. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get us queuing for both the solo shuffle and for the blitz. Then I'm going to have a quick bio break. And then we'll do one of each. Or we call it for the morning. A 1. A 2. Alright, folks. Refill your beverage, stretch your legs. I'll be right back with you in a few minutes. See you soon. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. You're probably right, Cupid. You're probably right. Survivability and not giving up that round. Much more important. Just gonna have to get into the swing of it, I suppose. Let's go have a gander to PvP Island. See if it's any busy. In any way busy, rather. Got some herbs and such as we go. Always needing more. Aye. Survivability, not giving up that round, needs to be more forefront in my mind than just shoot with fire. Or do I be a douchebag and throw them off the ledge? No. Oh, wax.
Excavating here might be dangerous.
Gimme,
but
gimme.
unraveling the Earthen's past
No,
and decoding
Dagran.
the Titan's designs.
Just in the wax. Nom 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 nom. Nope. Please. There we go. Pardon me, burbs. Oh, shiny. Well. Bride gold. You chose this. Give me that bismuth. Some very nice gathering speed courtesy of the Weaver. Very nice indeed. Absolutely need to remember to be picking that up at the start of a week. Always forget. Can do it when we're running through and doing a delve in each zone. Ooh, overload. And bonk. Oh no. I hate them so much. One of the bugged ones where it all spawns on top of itself. Nah, sod that. Did it just knock out my quarter eyes and body me at the same time? You hate to see it. Oh no, maybe sadists out there are like, yes, rocked him again. I'm here for every time the easy mind blows him up. Seems like PvP Island's pretty empty at the moment though. As I'd kind of expect on a Tuesday. Monday rather. It'll either be people doing it last minute on a Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday tends to be the busier points. Forgot they had little dirt treasure chests. Give me that wax. Still don't think there was all I could change in my talents. It's nothing that speaks to me as hugely different to what I've got going on now. Having it interact with quarter eye seems pointless. Getting both barriers is too nice. Stacking damage is good just because then when we get an instant frost fireball it just goes nyom. Most of the classes will have an alt leveled up, at least through the profession doing. Death Knight's my engineer. But whether or not I end up PvPing with any of them will very much depend on the elite sets available. Like, that's my whole jam for doing any PvP is, oh, now solo, I have a decent chance of getting the elite set. The only reason I didn't on the Paladin is because it's like that Legion Green, which I'm not really bothered by. That mass barrier feels too useful for allies. I feel like I'm not using mirror image enough. I like the heal on the ice block, it helps a lot. And Ring of Frost feels like it could be really useful, but I just like the speediness of Ice Nova. It's usually off cooldown so I can hit it and then chuck a meteor. Spell feels too useful. Shifting power, like, I just need to use the damn thing. That's my problem with it. More damage on low health seems good. $25 times compared to 7%. Refunding a charge is useful, but that feels too good not to have. That's too many. Don't trigger lit fuse enough. That's all this side of it. That's the AoE side of it I don't use. Rarely ever casting. Never use flame strike.
Looks like there's treasure nearby. And that means treasure hunters.
The only one I'm tempted by is Molten Fury. I don't know what I'd get rid of for it. I appreciate that, Ava. It's very kind. Again, I don't tend to use my Discord on this one, but I'll bear it in mind. Reducing the cooldown's pretty good, but 5% on constant crits. And Molten Fury just seems good. It's just, how do I get to it? Can't undo lit fuse. Two extra charges is too good not to bloody have. Critical mass seems like, oh nope, if I get rid of that I lose others. Has to be something down here. Phoenix Reborn just requires us to keep in the fray constantly. I don't know how likely it is to constantly come up. Or if that's better than the constant 7%. I feel like once folks have gotten 7%, they're already going down anyway at that point. Keep things for now. Consider changing them after some patch notes and things have been jiggled around a little bit. Go back to gathering. Either of our queues should pop now. We'll do one more of each, as we said. Look, there we go. Hopefully we have a decent amount of at least herbs and ore come tomorrow's profession train. Again, it'll mainly be doing the weekly stuff and then probably spend a bit of time on the Skinner just grabbing up different hides, just because that's the thing we're mainly behind on. Besides cloth, I suppose. Everyone finds a little bit of cloth. It's just those bigger bolts and like the Dawn Weave and the epic stuff seemed like it took an awful lot of stuff. We'll see how we go. Again, it's mainly just to hit out the weeklies more than all else. We slowly build them all up. Start off easy mine. Touching you with a 10-foot barge pole. Give me it. I swear to God, Gabe. Please. There we are. Oh. Overload it to double up. Lovely. Quickly does it. Yep, every time. Hey, not dead. Now we're looking. We've passed the average for each of them. Such as it is. Don't do it. Damn noisy mushroom people. I'm stuck. Oh no. Game. Forward out. Thought for a moment that was the end of the day. If Solo Shuffle turns out to be a much faster way to get us up to the 1800, I'm not opposed to doing more of it. Again, it's just going to be relearning the different playstyle and focusing on surviving more than just trying to chunk out as much as possible. We'll get there though. We'll have to see how we get on. We're not. I say we're not a huge way off on the Blitz one, but given how little rating we earn on a win and how quickly a few losses can knock it all the way bloody back down again,
In this season, the Unbound adorn their Ramiliths.
it's going to be quite troublesome. And it was fine on the Evoker early in the season when you'd get a win and you'd randomly get over 100 rating, but at the moment, it's a lot tighter on the numbers. Still, we're learning as we go. Doing a lot better on the Mage than I was doing. Don't get me wrong, being fully kitted out in all of our conquest stuff will certainly help. Ain't no guarantee though if I play like an umpty.
The ruins
ruins of Dalaran hold more than just debris. They conceal invaluable arcane tomes. Our mission is to retrieve them before they're lost to history.
I know, Jaina. Very curious to see what all your Kirin Tor are doing in the next patch. So again, I can't imagine you're going to end it by like, let's build another Dalaran. Surely not. At the very least, that's a long, long way off. Like, after Last Titan, long way off. Finding out what the mages are going to do with themselves. Still curious. I imagine Caligos will come in, help, and then be like, right, I'm going back to the Dragon Isles. Well, there are spots where if they did want to rebuild, or at the very least, situate themselves somewhere, you've got like the Eye of Eternity, a decent magical spot they could go. There's the Legion Order Hall, the Tourist Fall Place. I'm sure there was another. Hey, the solo shuffle first. Let's see how we go. There you go. How much gathering while waiting for queues? We have well surpassed our mains gathering. Come on, do it. There you go. Maldraxian Arena. This is variety. Right. Arms, Holy Paladin, Fury, Mistweaver, and a Beastmaster. Slap a table down for people. How are our transmogs looking? Gone red levers for Horde to match with our earmuffs. It works out, it all comes together. Whereas the elf has just gone the heritage recolor, which is fair enough, it's a nice set. I think I need to knock the arena frames down just a little bit so that when I set focus to the other DPS, just to see who they're targeting more than anything, make sure I'm hitting the same target. Alright, let's see how we do. Oh, bang! A little spicy. Again, need to remember what Cupid said. Line of sight. Get out of the way. Don't just blink into the middle distance. Oh, that's the Draenei from before. They've just taken off the helmet. It's a nice transmog. Damn. Too many pets. Oh, they life cocooned as I did that. Ooh. I think that's the warrior doing more work than I am there. Also needed to use stone form. Get rid of some of the bleeds and the poison. Ice wall was garbage as well. I needed to... I hit it a little too head. I didn't separate the healer. I kind of locked him in with us. So focus to the other DPS so I can see what they're hitting. It go invisible quicker rather than getting charged immediately. Ow, ow, ow! Oh, there's the cocoon. I hate bloody life cocoon. Alright, so this fellow keeps going down first at the moment. I think that's kind of the problem with this mode. Once you notice, who's the weak link, who's going down first, they tend to be focused. I wouldn't go as far as to say I was OP Cupid. I'm just chucking stuff. I don't feel particularly intelligent about it. It is fun though, I'm not going to lie. Just all these instant casts is why I love Fire Mage. Like, you go back to the Fantasy and Classic, or originally of it, to... Nice catch. Oh dear. Line of sight, and that line of sight. Can I move? Please, my beans. Ooh, and they swap to the healer. Ow. Much ow. There was no getting out of line of sight. It was just, oh, I'm gonna be bodied immediately. That's very upsetting. Again, I don't feel when they're on you like that and they've got their interrupts, I'm not going to be able to get a decent ice wall off either. so much immediate. I'm back on you. Ooh, blah. I mean, I can still, if I get interrupted, I can still Frost Fireball and Frost Nova, but I do lose a lot of my stuff. Here, remember, set focus to move a DPS so I can see what they're doing. Oh, Hunter. Oh, Arcane locked me. Oh, damn. I mistimed it. Goes the life cocoon. Ooh. You don't half get a lot of conquest for that as well. Man, that's a lot. I appreciate you saying, Cupid. Again, doesn't feel well played from my perspective. Shuffle always feels like, and just, you know, an endless wave of panic. I've got to admit, climbing that feels... That was pretty quick. Again, just for getting a couple rounds ahead. That was a lot more conquest than winning a rated battleground. Rated battleground, even on a win, you get like 120.
The ruins of Dalaran hold more than just a breeze.
Yeah. 4 wins, 250 conquest for the amount of time you put in as well. That feels almost like a no-brainer. I think on other days, I will happily queue both at the same time. You know, because now I'd sign up to the other queue again, we'd keep that going. Just because, again, if the queue time's about the same for each of them, I'm happy for it to rotate between. Ooh. 10k enough or not quite? Not quite. Oh, Gilneas. We'll end it in Gilneas. I enjoy this one. It could do with a fresh coat of paint, but I imagine it won't get that until the city itself does, whenever they get Gilneas ready for a housing update, as is inevitable at this point. But no, I appreciate the shout out, Bub, for the solo shuffle. I didn't realise it would be... Again, I'm sure the numbers get lower as you go, but if it's going to be quicker to hit the 1800 mark than it is in these bloody things, then, you know, happy to do so. And it's helping us get towards another vicious saddle. Do you know if when you get this vicious saddle, if the bar fills up a second time, or if you can only get it the once? It's because there's a load of those old mounts to get, and it feels like if you can only get one extra saddle every season, it's going to be impossible to grab them all. You know, for any new player coming in who wants to go back and farm mounts. We're looking, we got a onesie, we got bones, oh, and they've got the big shiny weapon. Blimey. Can't tell your transmog just because... Oh no, we've gone low key, that's fine. And then we've got constant hunt, or recent PvP hunter, hodgepodge paladin, purple bear. Very vivid bear colour, isn't it? Very nice. The onesie gnome on top of an alpaca. Silliness. I'll bear that in mind, Cupid. If that possibility remains, then absolutely something to consider going forward. Because I'd hate to get into February and still not have it on the mage and be miles off on the druid. So yeah, when we come back to do more on Thursday, then I'll absolutely be doing both. Tomorrow's going to be a professions day. Wednesday's going to be more delves and double question mark Zekfir. I don't know if you've caught any of those, but my gods, I've gotten so close to the bugger. So close. I hope to get him down this week. You accidentally unlocked it on Alliance alts and couldn't swap it over. That seems weird. It works on both sides, right? Any mount you unlock Horde or Alliance, you get on both sides. To remember to cast Meteor. Stoneform. Angry Dragon. Get him off it. Oh, I missed. Get him off the healer. Kill that paladin. Get him away. Get him away. Grab this. Oh no, buggered myself. Next one. Next one. Right, we can grab it. Oh, but we've lost the other one for it. No, but like, if you got the Vicious Fox, I figured the Vicious Fox, whether it was Alliance or Horde armor, you'd get it on both sides. I knew the bar was the same. Like, regardless on how you're playing it. But it seems really weird if you don't unlock one on one side, you don't get it on the other. That seems like an oversight. Body this hunter. I've killed this hunter before. Okay. I'm going to run back to the waterworks, because usually we come and get this one and then we lose the other one. shotload heading back there. The paladin left on there. Leo. We just keep an eye on your health. Oh, game. How's Leo doing? Leo's okay over there. About shooting. Try and bring this one down before friends get to you. Rogues. That rogue slowed. Wait. That sucks. I hope they get the... If there's any luck, the ticket can at least, I don't know, swap them over for you or refund it. I don't know if they ended up getting back to you, but you'd hope they could do so. Now we're looking on the other side. Some incoming. More than the other side. Oh, I spot. Up the rogue. And a win. 12 rating and 75 conquest compared to the stuff. Surely the mode that takes more time would give you... I don't know, that's weird. That sucks to hear, bub. It's like, that's on them to clearly communicate that. Clearly, you know, whether or not it's working as intended, the fact remains it wasn't clearly communicated.
My directive is to serve you. Return and
Like, worst case scenario, like, from their perspective to you, it's an honest mistake and all they're doing is swapping something over. It's not related to player power. Like, no harm in it. Like, no harm done. It just feels like a dumb thing to get on their ass for.
Of goods for Outlanders.
There's rumours going around, more companies are starting to... What's the word? Use more and more automated systems for that kind of thing. Did you get the vibe maybe there was some AI bollocks going on? Like, you know, that it wasn't a human being, that it felt pretty pre-planned. Like, this is how the game's working. Thank you for your time. This is how things should be. Do you know what I mean? Because again, I imagine if a developer saw that, they'd be pretty sympathetic towards you. And honestly, the last time I talked to a game master, which was some years ago, they sorted me out a thing which saved me like 20 quid. Like, they swapped around a couple of character names for me without me having to pay for it because I was excited for the new expansion, like that. Which could have just been 2 name changes to be paid for. You've got to remember, though, they have also, like, fired that customer service team repeatedly, and it is a skeleton crew now. And I imagine they fire a load of people, then you hire in more people at a cheaper price, and that'll be people who are either being really, really rigid to the rules and not realising what they can do for players, or people who don't have any experience in that to begin with. Yeah, that screams to me we fired a load of people who were good, nice, understood how it all worked, knew that they're doing it for the benefit of the players. And as long as a player isn't being a douchebag, you know, you do what you can. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Alright, I'll say though, for today, we're going to be calling it there. We got more wins than we did losses. We're closer on the Blitz, and just a couple of solo shuffle games. We're on the move. Between the two of them, we'll see where we go when we come back to it on Thursday. I'll say that. Thank you very much for watching. For all of you who've come along live or will watch later, cheers for giving me your time. If you enjoyed yourselves, hit that like button for me. Helps push the content through the algorithm so more folks can come hang out. Subscribe for more content here on the channel on the weekdays. At 9 AM UK time, we're with World of Warcraft. 6 PM in the evenings, we're here with other games. We just finished Dragon Age the Veilguard on Friday. Tonight we'll be starting Mark of the Ninja Remastered for some stealthy murdering. Probably of me, but we'll see how we go. And you can find playlists for everything we've already covered on the channel for you to binge your arts content right here on YouTube. Until next time, folks, much love, take care, and bye-bye. You as well, Cupid. See you next time, bub. Take care.